there was no good that can possibly come from it. And I mean, in the end,
he's correct. In the end,
almost
civilization
right.
does collapse because of the release of the project before it was ready, before they were ready. He was right. Every step of the way, you can understand that he was correct. But you can also understand that what he did was horrific. And that is obviously what makes a good character, that dynamic. I think that's the general gist of him explained. Yeah. About a tenth as good as it was initially. Fuck you. Why? If only I could grip God's head and smash off a wall 5 or 6 times, scrape it on a brick wall, you know what I mean, back and forth, like fingernails on a chalkboard a couple times. Made me feel a lot better. But alas,
what if I don't know if he has to do this. This makes him more or less morally good as you're claiming to be, but I was thinking something dark in his past as far as what happened to the other scientists that were a part of the mission. Because I imagine he was a part of the team that discovered the Omni-life equation, and now he's the one ahead of the simulation project.
So yeah, I think so too.
He got a part ahead of the project, and perhaps he did something to the other guys.
I want to make him as morally good as possible. I'm fine with him doing, I wouldn't say all of them, but I mean, I would be fine with, like, if someone figures out, I'm fine with him killing them. But I don't know how prominent I want to make that. Like, we don't need any extra. Like, we have so much cool and so much subversion with so much other stuff going on. But we don't need to do anything with his backstory or anything unless we make a PS2 game. But I mean, I definitely think that he is the kind of guy who I mean, if push comes to shove, you know what I mean? He does view this as like, this is either the beginning or the end, you know what I mean? Yeah. This will be the next step in human evolution, or it will be the end of the line. And I mean, it does.
He's like, I'll either destroy it or I'll rebuild it.
Yeah. But what I was trying to explain earlier was basically that, like, the interesting part of the dynamic is you can obviously understand Acythrial's perspective, where his life, every moment of his life is hell, and he's forced into this experiment. And his relationship when he's young is legitimately a good relationship. They have a fantastic relationship back and forth, and he, the head scientist, obviously loves this version of himself, which he views as the potential savior of humanity. I mean, obviously. And the child knows that. Acythrial knows that. But as he grows up, and as he wants to escape, and as he begs him to take the antenna out of his head, as he begs him to stop experiencing these things, as he begs him to let the population see, as he begs him to escape, he understands the weight of what would happen if any of those things happen, and he understands that they would both be killed and the government would restart, and then it could possibly collapse humanity, and he knows that it can't happen, so that begins to destroy the relationship. And on top of that, Acythrial begins to see things that he can't comprehend, even coming from his own mouth. So that's what makes them pretty interesting characters. And then you have the lizard feller, who is so how are we doing the scientist? Or, I mean, like I said, we could just start out with them. Are we going to start out with them and then bleed into...
the story probably starts out with him making the idea of cloning
I suppose the scientist can just be bridged by him.
Yeah.
Or you just make him a character. So what is this guy's name?
I would say the director something. Director, scientist, man. What if, I don't know, what if his name was the inspiration for the simulation name, and his name is, like, Director Exazic or something?
I think if we throw in one more people will probably kill us in our sleep. Like, we are, I can't imagine how confusing it is to most people when we're just going to be like, say Zik, they're gonna be like, And then there's the 6-ax one, and then the 6-ax one.
Yeah.
But
But other than that, did you go with like some sci-fi name?
the first name that popped in my head was Arkarthur, which I don't like as his actual name, but it's just the first thing that popped in my head. If the name Arthur wasn't already a name, I really like the way it sounds in your mouth. Arkarthur. Like, it's so, like...
Arkarthur.
Hmm?
Say Arkarthur.
Oh my god. That is such a good thing for name creation. I mean, I'm thinking...
Arca?
Huh?
What is it, Arca?
No, I'm not done. Arkarthur? Arkarthur? Administrator Arkarthur? That sounds sci-fi. Arkarthur? Administrator Director Arkarthur?
Well, it sounds like it would be pronounced hypothetically alternatively Arkarthur.
Arkarthur?
Arkarthur.
I like Arkarthur better. Arkarthur. It sounds like someone who'd behead you. Arkarthur.
Yeah.
Sounds like almost like biblical.
Uh-huh.
Administrator Arkarthur.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
But how would we spell it? We should change the spelling if you think people would, because I've always been terrible with the spelling. Everyone always pronounces my names horrifically over PlayStation Mike and everything.
Arkarthur.
But there should definitely be H. It should be Ark. Arkarthur. Administrator Arkarthur.
Yeah, I think that's pretty solid.
Arkarthur.
Arkarthur.
Okay, so how would I say it? Hello, Administrator Arkarthur.
Arkarthur. Arkarthur.
What's up, Arkarthur? Arkarthur.
What's up, Arky?
Did you hear what Administrator Arkarthur did to District 9? Yeah, that sounds cool. Okay. Sweet. Director Arkarthur.
And it looks similar to enough to acythrial.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I knew it had to start with an A because you had to be acythrial had to be like a derivative of it.
Yeah.
Should we throw a Y in there so it's more similar to acythrial? Should we throw a YR? What would that sound like? Arkarthur. No, it sounds more like we were talking about earlier.
Arkarthur.
What about a Y after the A? Arcathur? Arthur? Arkarthur? Arkarthur? Arcythor? Arcythor does sound kind of cool. Arcythor? Administrator Arcythor? Arcythor. Did you hear what Administrator Arcythor? That sounds like a Power Rangers villain. Did you hear what Administrator Arcythor did to District 9? Arcythor. Arkarthur. Arcythor. Arkythor. Administrator Arkythor.
Arcthor.
If anything, I'd go with an N, but I don't think so. Arkarthur.
Do this, you say Archaithor.
Arkythor. Arkythor.
Archaithor.
No one's gonna know how to read that though. Go with Y again. Like, how would you read that? Arkathor, I think would be how a lot of people would read it. Arkathor. Supposed to be Arkai.
Arkathor.
Arkathur.
Arkathor.
Administrator Arkathur. Go with, put an I after the A. Jesus. We're getting into, no. Put a Y after the I. I don't know why you're deleting it. Put a I before the Y. There you go. Arkythor. Archaithor. Archaithor. Administrator Archaithor. What was it before? Arkarthur. I really like the way Ark rolls into Arthur.
Yeah.
Arkarthur.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think stick with Arkarthur. But was there any way to stick a Y in Arkarthur without changing it in a bad way? I guess in the R part, Ark, A-Y-R-K, Ark, Arkarthur, Arkarthur,
Aryak author.
Aryaikthor. No, that's insane. Like do one before the R. Arkythur. Take it out there.
Arkarthur. Arkarthur.
No, that's too confusing. Ark. What about Arkathur? Is that as good? Arkathur? Yeah, that's kind of cool. Arkathur.
Yeah.
Arkarthur is kind of cooler. Is there anything cooler than Arkarthur? That sounds so orcish. Arkarthur, but it sounds maybe too orcish. Like look at the letters.
It's either gonna be Arkarthur or Arkathur. I think it's probably
Arkathur.
Arkathur.
Arkathur does sound kind of cool. Arkathur. Arkarthur. Arkarthur does it. I mean, literally the way that Arkarthur. It's so. I like Arkarthur better. But is there any way to keep that without it being Arthur? Arkarthur. Arkarthur. It's not as good. Arkarthur. 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 Arth. Arkarthur. 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 Try K. Ark. Try A. No, what did you do? Arkathur. Ark. But that looks like Arkathur. So it should be CH. Ark. Because that has to be read as Ark. ARCH. Ark. Arkarthur. If you put an R after the E, what would you read that as? Arkarthur. Take out the AE. Put Ark A. Put a Y. Put an O instead of an A. What is that? That's not what I said.
I don't know why I did say that.
Arco, Yarthor. Arco, Yarthor.
No.
Arcor, Yarthor.
No.
Arcor, Yarthor.
No. How is Arthur spelled? How's Arthur spelled? How's Arthur spelled? How's Arthur spelled? How's Arthur spelled? Is that really how Arthur spelled? Look it up. Damn, what a retarded name. Go back. Okay, erase OY. Do another one under it. Another name. Under it. Under it. Arc. Do a U after the A on the top one. And then do on the before the last R on the top one. Before the last R on the top one. Do a Y. Read that.
Arkarthur.
Put a dash between the arc and the author. Arthur.
Like that?
That dash. They said the order was started. What do they mean by that?
You're saying, what context?
They said that? What did they mean by that? That context?
I'm talking about parents.
Yeah? What do they mean by that?
Presumably when they started the order.
Then what? That was like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind. I was saying we wait till 9, but I don't know if they meant they order or what. But
yeah, I didn't order anything.
yeah, that's right. I didn't either. So, what were we just talking about?
Dash.
Oh yeah, Jesus, we spent way too long on this. Arc. Yeah, just go with the regular spelling of Arthur. How would you read that? Arkarthur.
Arthur or
Arkarthur.
Arkarthur.
Is Arkarthur cool? Administrator Arkarthur. Arkarthur. What's up, Arkarthur? Did you hear what Arkarthur did? Holy fucking shit. Arkarthur, what were you thinking? Arkarthur, what was going through your goddamn mind? Arkarthur, what were you thinking? No, Arkarthur's better. Arkarthur. How do you spell Arkarthur and make people read Arkarthur?
I mean, you either have that be his name.
Huh?
What isn't Ark? Yeah. We could do that.
What does Arthur mean?
Legendary King of the Britons. Strong man.
Okay. You're saying do a dash? There's no way to spell it?
like there's no way to spell it without there just being an alternative way of pronouncing it that is just quote unquote
Okay.
incorrect.
Ark-Arthur. Put a K.
I mean, that would be.
Arkarthur.
Well, I mean, wouldn't this be audio content anyways?
Yeah, but you still want it to spell it right. The way people can read it. Okay,
We'll go with that. Arkarthur. The bottom one.
okay, that's his name. I like administrator. What do you think about that? Administrator Arkarthur.
Yeah, just the administrator. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah. What do people call him for short?
The admin. Arc.
Yeah, I was thinking Ark. But like, I'm thinking like, what was his son call him? I don't think father. Would it be like administrator? Would that be like his version of like father? Or would it be, what do you tell him? You can call me Ark.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, call me Arc. I mean, I can see
Yeah, I
that.
like that.
Also, you could
No,
also,
I like it where he's not trying to play a fatherly role, where he's trying to play a scientist role because it's too weird to play a fatherly role.
Uh-huh.
So he's like, "Hello, boy. You can call me Ark." Yeah. What spelling of Ark meant what we read? Was it ARCH or ARK?
Arc is a curved thing.
What is an ARK?
Arc definition is.
Yeah, that's cool.
Arc of the Covenant. What is an arc?
It's the one Noah is whenever the God flooded the entire earth.
Well, but there's also the Ark of the Covenant, which is another arc.
Yo, click on the link to Ark of the Covenant.
A sacred chest or container that holds something. Maybe it's a means a container or something. Meaning it could be a boat or a chest.
Well, no, it specifically means Noah's Ark, so it means like, but
This is talks about an ark referring to a sacred chest or container.
yeah, but as far as that goes, that could refer to the child.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, literally, he would be the ark, the container of the simulation.
Yeah, and the other guy would be like, to him, the whole project represents like Noah's Ark. He chose himself to escape the flood. He
Yeah.
chose himself to transcend humanity. Sweet. Okay, Arkarthur. Okay, so now you have, go back to the characters. Dude, we now have 4 solid ass characters. You have Arkarthur, you have the lizard, you have the acythrial, and then you have the normal person who's going to like explain philosophy as a normal guy. That is a good book right there.
Yeah. His name should be Larry. It's one of the original characters
Yeah.
in the story.
What do we call him, the lizard? Zix dash 11212. No, go back. Do like 1594. And then erase the 11012. To just do dot dot dot.
I had a 0 after 4. Okay. Or no, remember this guy was gonna be Larry. This one was gonna be Larry, and that's what the numbers were gonna look like. He was gonna be 6L A I.
Interesting.
Do that again. Like try typing. No, do L. And I guess 4. Y. R. Can you just ask ChatGPT? Can you convert Larry into numbers? Oh no, not like that.
I'm fine.
I mean, I think L4RRY.
Yeah, that's the best we're gonna get.
Not 7 though. L4RRY. Yeah. 6 Larry.
Or you could do that, be like Larry.
Okay, Zix L4YR1.
L4R1.
Uh huh.
L4.
No, it's Y after the R. It's Y before the R. After the 4. Y before the R after the 4. Y before the
But I'm
R
saying
after the 4.
hypothetically, instead of the Y, it'd be the 1, which would be
What?
I.
No. Y before the R, before the R, after the 4. And then you're gonna do everything you just deleted again. 1.
That's not Larry.
So,
Larry.
Larry,
Yeah.
Larry. Can you take out the Y? To me, that's Laurie. To me, the other one would have been at least like Larry. Larry. Like if you said it fast. Like it would be technically Larry, but if you said it fast, it'd be like, yeah, it's Larry.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you needed it to be Laurie, you'd want 2 R's.
Real quick, do you want to close this at 9:30 to start ordering?
Okay.
Alright.
Ryan, how would you spell Larry in numbers? I'm thinking L4 YR1.
What are you saying?
Sure.
You got 2 options. You got L4. Are you saying L4 Y? What is it? And then R?
Yeah, 1.
But, like, that's not how you spell Larry.
Doesn't matter how you spell Larry. It's about the pronunciation. The scientists would read that as like, huh, that looks like Larry. And then they would say it fast. They'd be like, yeah, Larry. Operation Larry. Like they do in real life. Like, it's not, the spaceship is never spelled, or like whatever they find is not actually spelled that way. It's like, you can kind of read it that way, and then they say it so much that eventually, it's like, 6L4YR1. That's what they say at first. And then eventually it's like, that kind of looks like Larry. We'll just call it that. This is 6 Larry.
But, I mean,
and eventually
if
they say
it's
it so
based on
much.
visual, then it's just, then it, like, you don't need it to be.
Like you said, it's going to be audio. Like, I don't think they're going to read the one you put as Larry either, basically what I'm saying.
They could see it as.
I'm not going to see it as that. You not ordered yet?
I know, the phone's sure.
What is it?
Phone goes,
Like, they're not going to read that.
What's the dealio? Is it based on how it looks with numbers?
Yeah, trying to get it to which one looks more like Larry. I would say that mine, at least you could argue that the scientists would eventually read it fast enough that it would become Larry, where the other one is just like...
Alright, look at the difference.
Which one did you say looked closer?
Or literally, if you stare at mine The
Well,
4
I don't
literally
know.
turns into an A, and it just turns into an I. Just looks like Larry.
Was it Laurie, you mean?
Well, no, that's if you wanted it to be Larry, you would want 2 R's. But it being 1 R makes it airy.
Yeah, and the Y just generally like Larry. It does add like a.
Yes, but that would be because the scientists would eventually pronounce so fast, like Larry, 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 and like eventually, like basically because it becomes the most pronounced word around the entire office, it would just eventually get turned into a shorthand.
I feel like it would be better with the 5 letters with the Y just for sake of R2D2, R4, R1. Like they're so similar, like R2D2, L4, R1.
Right. What do you think about the name Arkarthur?
Arthur.
We came up with the administrator Arkarthur.
That sounds cool.
What-
Sounds
what-
like a
What would you get from her? What's
chimichanga.
Chimichanga. Would you say they get the Megawana chimichanga or the
That's what we got
Tijuana
last time.
chimichanga?
I believe that's what you got last time.
What is that?
I probably like this. Chimichanga.
Which one's the beef? Oh, the beef. Okay.
Did you watch movies today?
Oh, Godfather.
Did indeed watch The Godfather.
What's the what is it about? Is it just
That's about them ordering pasta at an Italian restaurant. That's what the movie's about.
Yes, it is. Give me the gabagool size. Do they have like? Should I get the gay drink or the better drink?
what is it?
Should I get the like large drink, fountain drink, or are you getting like a milkshake or like a boba? Do they have anything interesting, or is it?
I don't think so. I don't think they have any chips.
So I mean, it seems like strawberry lemonade would be the way to go. Which hot sauce would you go with? Smack sweet, smack habanero, smack jalapeno, Rasta sauce, Jason Small.
Probably habanero.
Is it really already at $26? Good God!
They already had stuff in the cart.
It's saying add 1 to cart, $26.
Yeah, as in there was already stuff in the cart. Or
Add
I
one.
see what you're saying. The
Yeah.
added stuff.
Lord God. Okay. I think. But so Ryan, here's what we got kicking so far. We got
Should I order from your phone? And your mine as well.
you over. Well, let me know what you get.
Kurt, did you order yet?
Is there?
You ordered yet?
Oh, is there?
You know he's about to go tell them that you ordered.
I did order.
What did you order?
They want a burrito.
Me, when I tell him several times, tell me what he ordered, and he doesn't nod. Do you have any interesting questions? Did you even check?
He got. I don't know what. Ryan, what'd you get?
What?
What'd you get?
Chimichanga. Mega one and chimichanga.
Negawana. That's illegal. Federally illegal.
So Ryan, are you sure? We
Sure,
got.
have you ordered yet?
Yep.
Alright. Yes.
Trevor, you're recording.
Yes.
So we got this one guy, Administrator Arkarthur, who is the lead scientist, right? He was the lead scientist from the project which discovered the equation in the first place. He was the big one who helped them get there. He got massive political power from that project.
Yeah.
And now he's in charge of the new acythrial project, right? And so basically, he decides, well, there's only one man who can complete this job. So he takes his own DNA, and that's what he puts the antenna into. So now they've got obviously this relationship where like it's a sort of father-son relationship. Also, he's looking at himself as a baby and that child growing up, experiencing all of the dimensions. So he's watching these interdimensional horrors play out on a child version of himself. And like he has to try to not get too attached. Like obviously the child, as it grows up, starts to want to be like, please pull his antenna on my head. I want to stop experiencing this. I want to let the public know. I want to escape. I want to get out of here. I want this to not be forced upon me. I don't want to live in this mansion, which is like a cell anymore. I want to go outside. I want to meet other people. I don't just want to talk to you and the guard. And he has to not say it, but he has to be extremely strict and basically make it clear that like if you do any of that, they're gonna kill both of us and start over. If you do any of that, you're risking humanity completely collapsing. You know what I mean? Any of these missteps, if you do any of these, then everything will go horrifically wrong. You're playing with the fate of humanity, but you can't say that directly.
Yeah.
And then also, you're also going to have them growing apart because the child is literally going to be becoming God, learning things that are unfathomable to the basic human.
Yeah.
And it's going to be him trying to communicate that to the adult version of himself that's too, you know what I mean, philosophically in depth to understand. Like, that's going to be like such a cool book dynamic. And then obviously then you have the lizard, which we were talking about on the beach. So you're gonna have that World War I, World War II, World War III dynamic going on with him to the point where by the end of it, it's not even horrific. It's just like he has like a religious like epiphany where he's like it's all the same. Like all these experiences are the same. So you'll have that also dynamic going on.
He goes from like villages being destroyed to planets being destroyed to solar systems being wiped out.
Watching like just planetary ships as big as his home world get crumbled, and at this point, he like the scale is so large, it just laughs at it all and just views it all as just like beautiful. And that's going to be an awesome story to tell. Then you're going to have the story of Acythrial himself, which is obviously going to be an incredible story to tell, where you have a being experiencing all of infinity from the age of an infant that's forced to do this by a government and wants to escape and can't, and then finally releases it to the world and technically is in the wrong because he did collapse society and his father and the government were technically right. And then he has to try and work his way up to fix it by spreading the philosophy that he learns from the lizard when he's looking through the simulation. So that's an incredible story. And then finally, you'll have the final piece, which is the average person who has to come to terms with the framework. And this is going to be basically the beginner's guide to explaining frameworks to every individual. This is going to be the average person in society who has to deal with like not only his world collapsing, but then also the horror of the infinity. And this is going to basically be the beginner's guide to explaining how to find your life beautiful by using God as a tool. So like literally you have like the explanation of frameworks wrapped up into this story, which is going to be like already one of the coolest sci-fi stories ever. So
it's pretty so cool.
Okay, stop the recording there. Do we know when T15